This is Monday night Juno retrograde love readings. So I'm going to get right into it because I've got people here waiting for their readings. So I'm going to get right into it. If you guys are on my list, then it will all be streamed on YouTube. So if you can't stay or whatever, no big deal. I do have a couple of you that looks like you got two. So I just kind of wanted to make sure that either you knew you got two, or you did it on purpose, or who they're for, etc. So Miss Queen Renee and then Cheyenne, both of you guys have two. I just want to make sure you knew that that was a thing. And if not, I'm happy to send it back to you. So I don't know why this is doing this. Huh, okay. Well, normally it filters it. Normally it filters it in the way that they came in, but for some reason it's not doing that. Weird. No, I guess it is doing that. I'm just on crack. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. All right, well, Miss Cammy, you are first. So here we go. For those of you guys that would like to get a reading, I do have just a few tickets left. I'm not going to do a crazy amount tonight because it's been a long day and I got to get up early and do it all again tomorrow. So yeah, I never do love readings, but here we go. These are general, what's going on in your love life right now. Okay. So Miss Cammy, here we go. No, I don't feel like that. That goes first. Hopefully Linktree is working, because earlier it was not. But earlier everybody had issues with internet and shit. Make sure you got them right set up, because I've been known to turn them upside down. I just need one, man. Cammy just needs one. Thank you. Gotcha. All right, Miss Cammy. You start off with me moving the cards everywhere. You start off with blinded to pain. And then you had two come out. So you have thriving, but on top of it was the flow. Then you have the empty well, which is time to replenish. And then you have choose your intention. So, Miss Cammy, as far as your love life goes right now, there's a couple of things that have to happen before you can get to where you want to be. Let me say it that way. Apparently, there's a lot of things in the past, trauma-wise, that you're turning a blind eye to now. You're kind of blinded to how they're manifesting, whether they're manifesting as triggers, whether they're manifesting in your partner or lack of partner. They are doing something to where you literally are keeping yourself blinded to those things. And by blinded, that simply means you're glossing over them. You're not paying attention to them. Then you have thriving and then the flow on top of it. So you've been just kind of going with the flow. You've been paying attention to things around you. You've been throwing yourself where you feel like you need to throw yourself. Throwing yourself is not the best term, but you know what I'm talking about. Like you dive in head first and so on. And so you feel like you personally are thriving right now. But with being blinded to this past trauma right here and not wanting to delve in really hard and look at it, it's causing this kind of empty chasm here. just going with the flow and allowing things to carry you where you think you need to be love-wise. It's like giving a false sense of security there. Does that make sense? You're seeing something shiny from far off and thinking that it's like the grandest of treasures, and you get there and it's a plastic golden cup. That's kind of how this is. So unfortunately, you've got this empty well here that's, it feels like you never find the right thing. Nobody ever says what you need to hear. They don't do the things you need. It's like, thank you, sugar. It's like there's still that void that has to be filled, and it never is. Part of that, like I said, is being blinded to past traumas. Really actually unpacking them and delving into them. But this right here, love-wise, you have to set your intention for what you want, for what you don't want. And what you don't want is actually more important than what you do. Most people know, okay, well, I want this and this and this and this, and they have kind of a little checklist. But you don't know what you don't want until you get it, and you're like, yep, don't want that. You have to have your intention focused on all of the aspects of a partner, of your love life, of what you want to happen in going forward. And for some reason, it feels like you're almost afraid to do that. So in going with the flow and going along lately, like everything is hunky-dory and everything is great, you're glossing over that past trauma that's sitting there. So you're always going to have this empty well here until you deal with that, and until you figure out exactly what your intention is with any relationship. This is exactly what I want. This is exactly what I don't want. And these are the things I'm willing to compromise on. So it's kind of like you need to have a serious sit down and look at past issues that are coming up now. This is when you need to start putting in like a moment to moment checklist of shadow work that's going on. So when somebody says something to you, you sit and go, okay, why did I react the way I did? Why did I react like that? Why did I get super excited? Why did I pull away? Like, you've really got to go through and unpack those things and get to the bottom of why you're so blinded to all of that in the past. Sometimes we tell ourselves, I just know this from just my own personal experience, and I feel like somebody needs to hear it. A lot of times we think that we've healed from something when we really haven't. All we've done is kind of put a band-aid over it. Might be the good, expensive, cool band-aids that keep all the water out, but all we've done is put a band-aid over it. And so all it does is sit there and fester. And then finally, even the good, expensive band-aids give out eventually. Finally, the band-aid starts to give out, and you start to see all of that stuff that was festering underneath there. And you realize, oh shit, like I actually have to deal with that now. That's kind of where you're at. You have to deal with the things in the past. Go through, unpack them, make sure that you give them the time that they need. Does that make sense? So I was waiting to see you pop back up again, Miss Cammy, and tell me if any of this makes sense to you or no. So set your intention correctly with what you want and going forward. And this goes for all of you. Set your intention and what you want going forward. It will really, really help you when you're trying to figure out where it is that you want to go. Sorry, I was looking to see. I didn't know if you were on. There or on YouTube. Okay. So Miss Cammy, I hope that made sense. And if not, if you want to pop in and, you know, say, whatever. But there you go. I keep pausing because I keep waiting for you to pop back up. But that's okay. I pulled out some cards I haven't used in a while. It makes me excited. So. Oh, I would love to see you at the horror con in Oklahoma City. Yay! So, Miss Queen Renee, are you here? Do you know you have 2 readings? Was that on purpose? Is that like for you and someone else or not or whatever? So I'm waiting to see Miss Queen Renee here if she's on here. Hey, Alicia, how are you? I feel like these go next. Oh, she said yes too. Okay. Because I didn't see her. You and someone else. All right. So I started pulling cards for you. So you get to go first. Okay. That's funny. I feel like there's another one here. So. Hell no. We're not going to do that. So in case you guys didn't know, I will be in Oklahoma City. To make sure that goes exactly the way it fell. I will be in Oklahoma City on the 6th and the 7th at the OKC HorrorCon. Make sure you come say hi. If you're wanting to get an in-person appointment with me, get there early and get on my list. We found out the hard way that it's really more work than it's worth trying to do prepaid appointments. It's just, it's terrible. So, all right, Miss Renee, you ready? So, you start off with envious gluttony. I know this was a weird choice to, gotcha, Miss Renee. So, I know this was a weird choice to use in love readings, but I hadn't used them in a while. When I was going through looking at my cards and trying to figure out what I was going to use, these kept popping up. And I was like, you know what? Apparently, that's what I need to use. So, there you go. You start off with envious gluttony. And then you have recharge your destiny. Then you have gateway. I love this card. It's one of my favorite cards in this deck. And then this is the one that fell out on the floor sideways. And this is calling the storm. And then you have the universe is in your partner. The universe is your partner. This is everything is in your hands. I tried to put both of those together. So just so you guys know, I ate Chinese food a while ago, and so it was so delightful and delicious, but I'm sure my sugar is a little high. I'm really not drunk. Love being diabetic. Yeah. All right. So, Miss Renee, here's the thing. For the longest time, you've been kind of envious of other people's relationships. And maybe not like outwardly like, oh my God, but inside you kind of look at other things and you're like, I would love to have that. I would love to have that. Why are you staying in that situation? Like, you've been kind of coveting other people's relationships, like looking at things like, I would love to have somebody that treats me like that. I would love to have somebody that says that. You know what I mean? I would love to have this. I would love to have that. You've kind of been very envious of other people's relationships that were the fantastic, wonderful ones. But right now, you're in an amazing spot as far as love going forward. These two cards right here, recharge your destiny and the gateway. You're kind of at a threshold right now. You haven't completely stepped across the gateway. You're just at the threshold. All you have to do is literally step across that. Realize that you're in a great place to be a fantastic partner to somebody. Not just money-wise or whatever, but mentally, emotional, spiritual, physical. Like, you're in a good, solid place to be a good partner to somebody. Once you realize that, and once you give yourself the credit and quit worrying about other people's, like, I want this and I want that and I want this and I want that. Stop worrying about that stuff. Recharge who Renee is. And when I say that, I don't mean just get back to Renee. I don't mean that. I mean recharge who Renee is in here, in your core, and that heart that you don't show to anybody. Recharge that Renee. And realize that you are just in a fantastic spot right now. Once you realize that and you step through that gateway, that's why this is sideways. And if you notice, this is a half moon as well. You no longer have to get angry for things to happen. You no longer have to be envious of other people's relationships. You no longer have to try to do everything you can to have the perfect thing. Because the perfect thing is what you ask the universe for. By you stepping through that gateway and saying, you know what, I'm fucking fantastic and I'm in a fantastic spot, the universe is going to say, absolutely you are, and here's all of this for you. Take your pick. Do whatever. All of these fit what you want. But like I said, you have to step through that gateway. You have to step through and you have to recharge Renee. But the universe literally is happy to drop things at your feet right now. You just have to be recharged and ask for it. You have to take the first step through that gateway. What's funny is this card is number 30 and this card is number 31. They just go boop, boop, right in order like that. And they're two different decks. So I think that's funny. I think that's funny. Oh, you are there. All you need to do is step across that. But sometimes I know that stepping across that threshold is the hardest part of all of it. Like all of this stuff back here where you're clawing and clawing and clawing to get there, and then stepping across that threshold, it's like, now I actually have to do the thing. Once you step across it, then it's easy again. Then it's easy again. So yeah, I hope that helped, Miss Renee. Hope that helped. And then, who is it, your friend there? What's your first name? I know that you probably told me and it went out of my brain. Because like Renee said, words are hard. Let me refresh and I can tell you guys how many spots I have left. If I have any at this point. I love your face too. I love your face. Alrighty. Really? Not doing that. It's a little too much there. Tony, gotcha. Feel like I just did something weird with my deck right there. Nope. Thank you. That's exactly what I needed. So there may only be 1 or 2 spots left. Or maybe sold out. Because it's showing on here that there's 2 spots left, but I'm not in the actual tickets. So if somebody's got them in their cart, there may not be any left. Gotcha. Okay. Ready, Tony? So you also start off with blinded to pain, but yours is slightly different. We're going to talk about that. Then you have abundance. Then you have new beginnings. And I love this card too. It's just gorgeous. Then you have choices and their consequences. And then finally you have better with time. So let's talk about this. Apparently, you are that person who can see red flags a mile away for everybody else, but yet when they pop up for you with whoever it is around you, you kind of are like, I don't see anything. I don't see any flags. What flags? I don't see flags. You kind of, there's like, I have a feeling that you have a type and you tend to gloss over one thing with that type. So when you're glossing over it, it's like there are those people, your type, literally everywhere. Every time you turn around, you can't even breathe, and they're falling in your lap. So it's like this massive abundance of people. But at the same time, none of them fit. Does that make sense? None of them fit. They may sound great, they may look great on paper, but none of them fit. And I have a feeling that you already know this part. You have to start reevaluating and looking at where you're going from here. Because obviously this type that you have hasn't worked out for you so far. So you really need to look at, here's what I recommend. Because I feel your pain. I feel your pain. Here's what I recommend. Take a look at some of the different people on TV, on social media, whatever it is that you're finding yourself attracted to lately. Especially the ones that are not in the norm, that you normally you'd be like, oh yes. The ones that are outside of your type, outside of that normal thing. And look at what it is you find so attractive about them. Is it the way they dress? Is it their persona? Is it their confidence? Is it their fingernails? You know what do you see what I'm saying? You need to figure out what it is that is catching your eye now. You need to make a new type for you. Because with this new beginning, that old type is never going to be enough. It's never going to be right, and it's never going to work. 5-6 years ago, yep, all day long. Now, Tony is not that Tony anymore. So you have to walk into this new type, into this new type of person. So pay attention to the people that you find yourself being attracted to now. Really take stock of what it is that's attracting you to them, superficial or not. And realize that as you're putting together your new type, there are consequences to the different choices. For the most part, this is good. For the most part, this is good. When we stop and we take stock of what has not worked in the past and why we just cover our eyes to it, and then we start to look at what we're attracted to now and start to go for that. Start to really actively look at different things. The consequences that we get for those choices are someone that's so much better for us than anybody else down here that we would have picked before. So those consequences only get better and better and better as we hone and refine what we're actually attracted to, what we actually are looking for, and what actually matters to us. And the more you refine that, it is going to take you a little bit. It's going to take you a little bit. But I love that this card is at the end because this is the better with time card. So as you kind of take stock of what matters, what Tony wants, and be kind of selfish with it. Instead of thinking, well, you know, in the past I've liked this type of person and I can overlook this and I can take care of this and this. No, no, no. You're at the point in your life where you need to find the person that makes you happy and that allows you to be you. So as you start to refine this new type and turn it into a gem, that gem is going to get clearer and better and more well cut with time. So it's going to suck for just a little bit. It's going to suck for just a little bit. I'm not going to lie. Because having to, this part back here, this type that you've always had, that's part of you. So you're going to have to grieve and let go of that part. It's just like any idea or belief that we've held for a long time. So you're going to have to let that part go and grieve that part. And once you do, once you fully let that go, you're literally going to turn all of that junk pieces of coal into a fabulous princess cut diamond. Those are my favorite cuts, so that's why I said that. I love me some princess cuts. So I'm glad that you said that you really love this and that Miss Renee said the same thing. So I hope that that made sense, Tony, honey. Take your time, refine what it is you want. You'll find the perfect Tony type. There we go. I'm glad I said that right. I should get a cookie, but my sugar doesn't need a cookie. Alrighty. I'm glad I could help you, love. You're welcome so much. You're welcome, Miss Renee. I fully expect to see you in Seattle in October. I'm just saying. All right, Miss Wendy Phillips, you ready, love? So I have Wendy, Brittany, Jenny, Miss Amy Walker, Tiffany Speed, Christine Carver, Catherine Mazzell, Virginia Fisher, Miss Minnie, Devon. Is it Devin or Devon? Because I want to say Devon. It's probably Devin, but I'm saying Devon. I've just changed your name. Then Catherine, Brianne, Danielle, Cheyenne. And Cheyenne, if you're here, did you know you have 2 tickets? I'm just making sure. And then Shelley, Sarah Blackwell, and Sarah Boggs. You Sarahs are ganging up on me. Why are you ganging up on me, Sarahs? Sammy, and then Andrea. All right, ready? Miss Wendy Phillips. Here we go. Devin, gotcha. I didn't know. That's an avenue in Chicago, Devon. So my younger sister, her middle name is Devon, and it's spelled like that, D-E-V-O-N. And so I always have to ask people, is it Devin or is it Devon? Because, yeah, hers is Devon. Aw, you guys are so sweet. Fine. I was like, damn, I really just want a card, right? They misspelled it on your birth certificate? Oh my God. Funny and not funny. I feel like it's this and then it's that again. I haven't seen my birth certificate in so long. There's no telling what I'll find when I finally see it. I really ought to order one because it would probably be nice to have one. I know that mine was redone when I was younger, so. All right. Miss Wendy, ready? Ready? So you start off with calling the storm. And then you have inner peace, which came out and flipped upside down. Then you have the divine matrix. Then you have choose your intention. And then you have resourcefulness. So I want you to notice this. You start off with this red. Then you move to more cooler colors. Red's still there. And then you move to this. All green. All green. So right off the bat, this tells me there's a massive amount of healing here. And I think that you're just at the tip of it. You're just starting out. You're at the base, not the tip. You're at the base of the pyramid. Like you are just realizing that. Right now, as far as love goes, you're kind of in an angry place. And I don't know if it's because you feel like things haven't ever been the way you wanted them to be, or if you feel let down, but things are festering. You're in an angry place. You're in an angry love place. So it's like when things come across your radar that are people trying to give you love, trying to do things like that, trying to make you feel loved, show you that they care. You kind of instantly go, no, no, no. And you kind of let loose this wrath in a small way. It's interesting. Because your inner peace, as far as, so we all have different types of inner peace. This right here talks about the inner peace that we have when we're in a healthy, loving relationship. We have this amazing inner peace because that's our person. That's our happy place. That's who calms us down. That's who builds us up. That's who protects us. So when you don't have that, your inner peace is just head over heels, tumbled in a bad way. And that's kind of what's going on right now. Something is missing and something's been festering for a while. That's kind of where you are right now. And that's why I pointed out that this is where the colors start to shift from that red and that angry, this isn't fair kind of thing, to this healing aspect down here. I mean, literally, all of these cards are these beautiful greens and yellows. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. So right now, you're realizing, it's almost like you've had this epiphany lately. You're realizing that you've been angry, that you're in a place where your inner peace, as far as your love life goes, is just not there, not kosher. In no way are you happy with it. In realizing that, now you can start on here, healing from some of that. And what's funny is this doesn't even talk about why you're angry. It just talks about something has been festering in there. And it's boiling over. There's not even a Band-Aid on it. Like, there's not even a Band-Aid on it. It's just boiling over. You need to take a step back when it comes to your love life, honey. Take a step back and look at everything around you. Look at why you are in the situation you're in right now. Look at the things that have got you up to that point. Because by doing that, you're going to start to see where everything has got you to now. Good and bad. The things that have got you to now, and how the divine matrix has just pulled you right along. It's going to allow you to start healing some of this back here. I don't know if this is hurt or if this is just, I feel like that festering is there from being ignored, from not having your needs met. And that's the festering going on. You've got to set your intention for a different reason here. You've got to set your intention for what is best for Wendy and going forward. What is best for Wendy? Is it best for Wendy to find that inner peace again in the way you've already been going forward, and to find your resourcefulness, to find all of those things you used to have? Or is it best for Wendy to scrap the blueprints and start over? There's a lot of healing that has to happen here. But the thing is, once you start, it's going to kind of engulf you in a fantastic way. By engulfing you in a fantastic way, it's going to show you where you are so resourceful in your own love life. And I'm going to say it this way for a reason, okay? You don't need anybody else to make you happy. You don't need them. Need and want are two completely different things. Need is something, look at it this way. Need is something you can't live without. Need is air, food, water, sleep. You need those things. You may want a softer bed. You may want gourmet sushi. You may want something else. Does that make sense? But need and want are two different things. You're going to find that you don't need anybody else to complete Wendy. And once you realize that, what you want changes. How you want it changes. Who you want changes. So, Miss Wendy, you're right at the base of this humongous next phase in your love life. This is a humongous phase. And it's going to take you a little bit to walk through it. There's going to be a lot of tears. There's going to be a lot of growing. There's going to be a lot of moving sideways. But it's going to be continuous movement. So, hope that helps, sugar. Hope that helps. Because where you are right now is not where you will be or where you deserve to be. Okay? I love all the green here. It makes me really happy because it tells me that you do a massive amount of healing. Not you will do, you do. So, I hope that helps, Miss Wendy. All right, Miss Brittany Budovich. Ready? Yours is a little different. I feel like I have to start with this card. So, well, there's a news story I got to read when I get done. So I've got to transfer my news app from my old phone to my new one. But I just saw something come across. I didn't see the whole news story, but it was like humongous, super rare diamond structure found somewhere. And I'm like, excuse you, what? Found where? Hey, Miss Brittany, how are you, love? So, guys, whatever's going on technologically wise today, it has been a shit show everywhere. Not just with me and not just with you all, but everywhere. For example, I sent in payment for rent for the shop, and it was not, like $5 or $10. And PayPal lost it, not only on my end, but on the landlord's end. It just gone. So it got straightened out by the end of the day, but it was showing that it paid from mine, and it was showing that it paid to theirs, but no one had the money. So I'm just saying, guys, whatever's going on with this bullshit, it's been a roller coaster. All right, Miss Brittany, you ready? Well, you start off with protection. And then you have beginner's mind. And then you are 1, 2, 5. I don't know what we're at. I don't know who's counting. Okay. Then you have an interesting one. Anger and chains. Then you have transmutation. And then you have moving out of stagnation. So, Miss Brittany Pooh. Right now, love-wise, you're amazingly protected. You are amazingly protected. And I'm going to say it this way on purpose. In any choice you make, you are amazingly protected. You're looking at everything with your love life like you've never seen this stuff before. It's like somebody's just showing you the planets and the Milky Way and the universe for the first time. You're just seeing all of this for the first time. So with that comes a few different things. When you're looking at love and, you know, what goes with it for the first time, there's all this glorious ideas and, you know, oh, this is going to be great, and this, and this, and this, and then you see all the bad shit, and you're like, oh, like, how could someone do that to someone else? How could this happen? So you're seeing the good and the bad, and it's like, I would not be surprised if you have said a few times, specifically about your love life, I don't understand any of this anymore. I don't know how. Every time I think something can't surprise me, something else does. Thank you for the gift, love, by the way. But it's like you're seeing things through these brand new eyes again. So even though you're amazingly protected, and even though you're seeing things with all of this newness, for some reason, there's a little bit of animosity there. I don't think it's full-on anger, but it's animosity. It's almost like being bitter without really knowing why you're bitter. Your love life is shifting. That's why you're really protected right now. That's why you're looking at everything in a brand new light. Because it's shifting right now. And by shifting, it's not just shifting in what you want. It's not just shifting in who's fixing to come into your path. Like, it is shifting. It's funny that you say that. So for those of you guys on TikTok, she said, I've been wanting to isolate myself lately. It's funny you say that, because this one right here is moving out of stagnation, which tells me you probably have been kind of isolating yourself lately, especially with your love life. You've kind of been putting it on hold. So you probably have all these great people around you, but right now, something is telling you to pause, stop. Don't be around people. Just be. Just be. Part of that is this protection. Part of that is this animosity. The other part is, like I said, seeing everything with a new set of eyes. So it wouldn't surprise me spiritually if you've gone through a bit of a change lately. Well, a large change. Not a bit, a large change. You've gone through a huge shift, a huge level up. So now, love is different to you. Love is different to you. And you have to figure out how to process it correctly. That's why you're seeing things like this. That's why you're seeing things in a brand new way, instead of the way you used to feel about love and relationships and so on. And I would bet with this retrograde, which you know going into retrograde, that need to isolate is going to get even stronger. And I'm going to advise that you follow your gut. If your gut's telling you you kind of need to isolate, you kind of need to like not be peopling, then that's exactly what you should do, love. It's exactly what you should do. Because you're going to be going through this crazy transmutation with your own love life before you can move out of this pause. And I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit. It's going to be a few months before you are ready to pull yourself out of it. And don't get me wrong, people are going to try. And part of your gut's going to be like, well, maybe I'll just look at this dating app, or I'll just look at this or that. And you're going to get disenchanted with it all over again. Because it doesn't take much right now for you to just be like, and I'm done. Not doing this anymore. So follow your gut, sweetheart. If it's telling you that you need to kind of isolate and back off of any of the love stuff, then that's what you should do. You'll know when this is a very powerful card, this transmutation card. You'll know when this shift happens. You'll know when this shift happens. I promise you. I promise you. So, does that help, Miss Brittany? Does it give you some confirmation? I almost said justification, and I think justification fits as well. Some justification and some confirmation. Because sometimes we need that confirmation that, yes, it's okay to tell everybody to fuck off. Yes, it's okay to go through a period where we're not dating. So, I hope that helps, Miss Brittany. Not really much into peopling right now. So a lot of people are falling into that category right now. They really are. All right, Miss Jenny Garcia. Well, take a break, Miss Brittany. Take a break. Be Brittany. Hang out. Enjoy you. I understand exactly how that feels and where you're at right now. Trust me. The universe kind of sat me down on my ass more than a few times, and I've been a little stubborn, like, no, I want this. And now I'm like, I don't need any of that. I don't need any of that. So, it's kind of nice. My priorities are straight. My focus is straight. Yours will get there. Gotcha. Alrighty. I've got this little tiny piece of moonstone that I'm playing with on my desk, and I can't put it down. So, all right. Miss Jenny Garcia, you ready? So, you start off with the Divine Matrix. Then you have Overflow, which is overwhelm and plenty. Then you have the Gateway. Then you have You Live in Abundance. And then you have Transmutation at the end here. So, you really have all the attraction magic on right now for some reason, Miss Garcia. You are fully plugged into the universe right now. You are fully plugged in, especially love-wise. And I have a feeling this shift has just happened. You suddenly feel this amazing jolt of personal power, this amazing outlook on things. It's like you are absolutely full of your own personal power and personally, it's like you have the world under your thumb. You can do whatever you want. Does that make sense? You can do whatever you want. And because you have this amazing personal power, the universe is just like bringing shit into you. Just like, it's almost like people are literally throwing themselves at you right now. All the people. Even when you're not trying. Even when you're at the store in your pajamas, you're cranky, you don't want to talk to anybody, and people just are drawn to you for some reason. And you're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Leave me alone. It's because you exude this personal power. You exude it. And because it's just oozing from you, it's literally pulling everybody to you. So, here's the good and the bad with that. Here's the good and the bad with that. In gaining this personal power, especially with your love life, and especially with your when your personal power goes through the roof, your pheromones go through the roof, because your body is operating at like this peak efficiency as far as energy goes. So it puts out more pheromones, which attracts all the people to you, whether you want them to or not. You've already stepped through this gateway. You've already stepped through the gateway. This is where you're at now. This is where you're going to be. You have this abundance of people. Literally any type of person you could ever think about wanting, not wanting, etc., is literally in your path right now. Instead of just having one or two options, you have all the options. This is where you're going to be. This is where you're going to be. So, here's the key to this. Because this is going to drive you insane. It's going to make it to where you don't want to people. You don't want to have a love life. You don't even want to deal with it. You want to just wear a bag over your head when you go out so nobody sees you. You're going to have to learn how to transmute this and mirror it back to people so they can have their own personal power go through the roof and they can enjoy this as well. Because by kind of mirroring it and spreading it, it will help make people around you happier in their own love life. So you were given this as a gift for a reason. You just have to learn to give it back out instead of letting it build up in here, because if it continues to build up and you have no idea how to get it out, it's going to explode. So how do you do that? I love your question. How do you do that? One of the easiest things to do. You're familiar with a two-way mirror, right? Where one side is reflective and on the other side you can see right through it, like in all the cop shows. You need to be on that side where you can see right through, where you can send stuff out, but it gets reflected back at whoever's in front of you. That's what you need to put in front of you, whether it's mentally, energetically, whatever. That's what needs to be around you all the time when you go out. And I know that sounds weird to say, to put a two-way mirror around you, but you have a very, very massive amount of personal power. And part of this is for you to spread love without spreading love. Does that make sense? For you to spread love by allowing other people to walk in their own personal power as far as their love life goes. It also tells me that you've seen some of the horrific things that people can do in the name of love, and I'm sorry. Not so much step out of yourself. You just need to kind of encircle yourself with a two-way mirror. So say you're in the grocery store, like we just talked about. You're just kind of like bopping along. Leave me the fuck alone. I don't have war paint on. I look like shit. Leave me alone. But people are like coming up to you continually. Pull some of this inner power and just kind of mirror it at them. Push it at them. Does that make sense? Not in a bad way. Not the leave me the fuck alone way. But like, here is some personal power. I need you to take it And I need you to go on about making your love life happier. Because the reason they're talking to you, the reason that they're drawn to you is because they feel this power. They feel that love that you've got in there. So they're trying to figure out what the fuck it is and how can they get some. So if you freely give it, then they go, oh, thank you. And they scurry away and go on about their life. Does that make sense? So you need to just basically envision that you have a two-way mirror around you. So they can take everything you give, but whatever they send your way just goes whoop, right back. Does that make sense? It's kind of like putting an energetic shield, but a two-way mirror. So if anybody has ever been told they are a mirror, that's the best way to be able to do that without soaking in the other person's gifts, abilities. Is there such thing as giving too much? Yes, there is. So you need to dole out just a tiny bit. In your mind, get whatever it is that fits for you. I always carry gum with me, like a little gum right here. So what I will do is I literally envision a pack of gum. Like, I'm giving you a stick of gum. This is the energy you get from me. This is the energy you get from me. And when my pack's empty, I don't have any more to give. I don't have any more to give. You have a budget. You have an energy budget. So, I hope that helps. And it'll take you a while to get to where you're really good at it. It'll take you a while. But I have a feeling it will be sooner than you realize. And you'll be able to give stuff out like that. And keep the good stuff for yourself. So keep in mind, though, as you come across these people, you literally can have your pick of whoever is around you right now. You're just overpowering your own self with all of those pheromones and all of the love stuff out there. So this is why people are like, so just so you know, that's what's up. You literally only want one person. I understand. I understand completely. Well, if you already have one person in mind, just know that as soon as you're able to get rid of some of that extra energy, it'll be easier to pull that person in for you. So that's kind of why in looking for one person, you're finding 50. You're welcome, sugar. Sometimes it's not just energy that gets overabundant in someone's life. Some people are naturally equipped to put out more love than they can ever give. Well, not give, than they can ever receive. Does that make sense? All right, Miss Amy Walker. Ready? I feel like I need to use this one again. So I saw some of you guys asking about me pulling from different decks. I actually have about 30 something decks of cards right here next to me. I have 50 something total. Maybe more than that at this point. No problem. But I will tell you guys, I've always read like this. Even when I use tarot cards, which are not my favorite thing to use, I just need one, man. I just need one. Thank you. I've always read like this. When I used to do card readings in person, I literally would take up my whole deck. So if I were doing a full life path read for somebody, I don't really do these anymore because unfortunately I don't have the time. But if I was doing a full life path read for somebody, I read with 10 to 12 decks at a time. Because I have specific decks that I use as anchor decks. They go in the same place every time and the rest of them are intuitively chosen. So, yeah. But I find that I get a much better and more pinpointed read when I read with more than one deck. So, all right, Miss Amy. Ready? I'm glad to see that you made it home, by the way. I saw you say that you were walking home. I'm glad you made it home. All right, Miss Amy Walker. You start off with the Dream Thief, which is the refusal of the call. Then you have Deep Quiet, which is meditation and stillness. I love these cards. I really do. They're so pretty. Then you have Hiding Your True Self. Then another yawn. Okay. Then you have Inner Peace, right side up. And then you have Revelation. So as far as love goes, Amy, I find it interesting that your reading starts off with refusal of the call. Apparently you had someone come into your life already who, I don't know if it was that they were meant to be there for a long period of time, but they were meant to be there. And something in you said, no, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. It's like you refused the person that the universe was sending your way. Because of that, I knew there was another one. It was actually the right thing to do for you on other parts of your path. Does that make sense? Even though the universe sent this person, the right thing to do for you, for Amy, was to say, I'm not ready right now. I can't do this right now. So it was the right thing to do. But what sucks is I think that you know that that person was sent, that they were your person. They were sent. So there's kind of two things at play here. Why am I going to yawn again? What the fuck? There's two things at play here. You have your love life that I have a feeling is super important to you, and it's something that you really want to move forward with. Like, you want somebody in your life. You really would like your person. You want somebody in your life. But at the same time, you know that you have a very deep path to walk. So you're kind of having to choose between the two. So in refusing that person that came into your life, you've gone through this phase of really, really looking inward. And I have a feeling that you've realized very recently that you've kind of been hiding the true Amy. You've been hiding the true Amy. You're kind of here in your reading right now. Why are you making me yawn so much, Amy? Why are you making me yawn so much? You're kind of right here right now. And that you're realizing that you were hiding Amy for too long. And you're starting to find your inner peace with who Amy is, what Amy's heart actually wants, how Amy can reconcile what Amy wants and here that'll make you happy, and what your path is. Like, you're starting to see where all of these things come together. Once you find this inner peace, there's going to be a massive revelation about your love life and where it fits in all of this huge thing you're supposed to accomplish while you're here. You may not get that person back. That person that came at first, that was supposed to be in your life. They were kind of like that consolation prize, you know, like you can pick what's behind door number 1, or you can take this prize over here. And this prize over here is great. It's fantastic and it would make you happy. Or you can pick what's behind door number 1, which may be a whoopee cushion, or it may be a trip to Hawaii. You see what I'm saying? So you kind of looked at it and went, I'm going to take door number 1. I'm going to take door number 1. So this person may not ever come back into your path. Just know that. But the person that does come into your path is going to absolutely accept you for this amazing true self that's in there. Does that make sense, Amy Love? Does it make sense? So, don't pine over that person. They were a consolation prize. And you chose to walk on the bigger path. Meaning, you get the golden egg at the end. Okay? Oh, I'm glad that you've been doing a lot of shadow work, Amy Love. All right, Miss Tiffany Speed.
Do what I need to do next in that room because I'm gonna have to bring big stuff around. It's gonna
Okay.
be loud.
Okay.
Because I got everything kind of in that meeting. I just got those big boxes and tables.
Okay.
And it's gonna be loud, so I'm gonna wait till you're done with that.
Okay. Okay. For those of you guys that don't know that I'm moving this weekend, my son was like just basically telling me that he had to wait for a minute because he's at a point where he needs to move some big things and it's going to be kind of loud.
Yeah, like
So,
those,
I appreciate him
those
waiting.
shelves.
Oh, the shelves.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to move those shelves to get to all that closet stuff and everything. And I know it's gonna be loud.
Okay.
I'm just gonna wait to do the rest of the meeting.
Gotcha. Well, it'll be a minute. So, if you decide you want to go in and move him, just let me know. I'll just sing or talk really loud.
I might wait a minute. After moving around like that, my son's kind of upset.
Gotcha. Miss Tiffany Speed, it would be nice if I could, like, you know, just get a card. Or two. I'll take two. You told me this was the deck that need to go first. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's so funny whenever I'm shuffling and so on, and I keep getting that. It's like, nope. Oh, you're so welcome, Amy, honey. You're so welcome. So I'm still going to be here in Oklahoma for right now. I think maybe if I just quit giving the cards a hard time, they'll be like, we'll give you all the cards. See, like that. Like that. I just need one more. Now you're getting all the cards. Now you're getting all the cards. There we go. Gotcha. All right, you ready, Miss Tiffany? You literally start off with flexibility. You start off with flexibility, even though it took forever to get the fucking card out. Then you have sharp and shadows. Then you also have blinded to pain. You have spiritual narcolepsy. And then you have the fates. Sorry, I was looking at something specific here. Miss Tiffany. Right now, you are trying to be too flexible with your love life. You're trying to be too flexible. There's a lot going on outwardly and underneath everything. But you're trying to be too flexible. Now, I don't mean you're bending over backwards for everybody and just taking the first thing that comes along. I don't mean that. It's that you're trying to be too flexible on all the avenues, on all the aspects. Because there's something here that makes you feel like You have to always be flexible on everything when it comes to love. There's some past things that make you feel like, okay, well, if I'm not flexible enough, then I'm gonna, lose this person. I have to be going with the flow all the time, etc. But that sharpened shadows right there. That's the obsidian card. There it is. Knew it was coming. You have some things that you have to cut out of your love language first. You have to cut out of your love language. You have to cut out of your beliefs about love. And you have to cut out of this false need to be flexible. And I said false need because something has taught you that flexible is the key to keeping a relationship, and it's not. Now, I'm not saying don't be flexible and don't, work some things out, but you all know what I'm saying. Those people that are so flexible that they become enablers. Those people that are so flexible that they allow people to walk all over them. Because with this right here, you're trying to mold yourself into something that isn't. It's not Tiffany. For the longest time, you've kind of been asleep when it comes to your intuition about love, your intuition about your heart, your intuition about everything relationship-wise. It's kind of like whatever this is here has kind of glossed that over. And so you felt like this was not a thing. In fact, I would not be surprised to know that you kind of gave up for a while. And you're just like, well, if it happens, it happens. And if somebody comes into my life, they come into my life. That's what I'm talking about by being too flexible. The fate card down there, though, is what tells me differently. You have to quit being so flexible. You have to decide when is the right time for Tiffany to concentrate on her love life instead of all of the other things going on. Because with all of the other things going on, your love life is just this blip down here right now. So when you decide that you need to focus on that love life, you're going to get very razor sharp pinpointed with things. So here's my caution with that. You have to find the right balance with being laser focused and flexible. And I know that sounds like super hypocritical, but like I said, you can't be too flexible and tell the universe, well, if it happens, it happens. Because the universe is like, I got all the time in the world, man. If it happens, it happens. There's a big difference in that and being so pinpointed. I want this person who works this job, who is this height, who has this color hair, who has this many kids, who has this dog, who lives here. Do you see what I'm saying? Like I know people that are that pinpointed. I'm like, okay, good luck with that. So there's a huge, you know what I mean? There's a huge distance between those two. You need to find the middle of that. You need to find the middle of that. And you need to give the universe parameters on what you want. So that way you still have that air of flexibility. Like, okay, instead of pinpointing like this, here's this box. All of the things in this box are things I will accept. Any combination of these things are things I will accept. If it's not in the box, I don't want it. So, you can still be flexible and pinpointed at the same time. So, when you're ready, what I would do would be to make you a relationship manifestation box. get you a pretty little box, no matter from where, just a box that's something that's pretty. You know what I mean? Something, even if you find a plain wooden one at Michael's or something and paint it pink or paint, you know what I mean? In fact, getting a plain one and decorating it up and putting things on it that remind you what the box is for is a great thing. But make you a manifestation box for your love life and put the things in there that, I mean, write them down. Little small pieces of paper. Put them in the box. Literally give the universe a box. Here are all the things I want. So that's what I would do. Because I know you're a very visual person. And so you being able to tell the universe, this is what I will accept. Any of these things are kosher. The universe goes, cool. Give the universe kind of a timeline too, but don't be too pinpointed. Don't just be like, here's what I want, you know, whenever you can bring it to me. Because the universe is going to go, okay, I'll get it later. So you have to kind of do the same thing as the box. Like, I would like to have this within the next year. I would like to have this before this. Do you see what I'm saying? So give the universe that flexibility in a pinpointed way. In a pinpointed way. Does that make sense? So maybe I need to do you guys a video on a love manifestation box. Does that make sense, Miss Tiff? Love does take courage. What'd you say there, Miss Cammy? Your reading made sense. Yay! Good, 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 good. I love that. You're welcome, sugar. All right, Miss Christine Carver, are you ready? You're welcome. Maybe I just need to do a little video and show you guys how to make a love manifestation box. Because it's not hard at all. You're welcome, Tiffany, love. Felt the need to pull this one out. Oh, okay. I would be happy to. What's funny is on my list of videos over there, I have on the very last one is bringing your love in. So it's kind of already on my list. Oh, thank you, Jessica. I love you too. I always love that. I did have somebody, this is kind of off track, but similar, I guess. I had somebody ask me in one of my videos if I could do a video or give them some tips or tricks on how to raise kids spiritually, or how I raised my kids, or some of the things I did for my kids. So one of the things I did in between my meeting a little bit ago and this live was to film that video. So I will put it out tomorrow, but I made a video. It's one of my longer ones. It's 3 minutes or almost 3 minutes, but it's 10 things you can do to help your kids find their spiritual path, to raise spiritual kids. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoy it. So, Miss Christine. Interesting. So, you have leadership. Then you have deep quiet, which is meditation and stillness. And then I felt the need to pull this one. So this is the moon, which is cycles. Then you have full of riches. I kind of hate the title of this card. It's become intimidable. So it's almost like becoming intimidating, but in a good way. So, Miss Christine, girl, you've been falling into the same cycle over and over and over with your love life. I have a feeling it's something that has always just been a thing. It's literally this and then back down, around, back down, around. It's literally this weird cycle. A lot of it is because you are literally the leader. You're always the leader. So it's hard for you when you're in a relationship with somebody who allows you to be the leader at first and then takes over and takes that leadership power away from you. And I'm not saying that like you have to make all the decisions and you have to wear the pants, and I'm not saying that. It's just that you naturally, love-wise, are a leader. You can always see every single relationship has the person that's kind of the leader and their partner. And it doesn't mean anything bad about either one, okay? There's just always one that's got the pants, always one that makes the decisions for the most part. There's always the leader, the stronger of the two. That's you. That's you. And for some reason, you've been in this cycle of allowing that to come out, and then it literally gets pushed right back down, and you feel bad about being that leader. You feel bad about being that person. So when you hit that cycle and it's on this downward swing like this, you go through this phase of introspection of what is wrong with me? Why can't I have a relationship that works? Why isn't it was great here? Why is it not great now? Like you go through this deep introspection of picking your love life apart. Even the times when you're happy, you just go through this phase where you're like, everything is wrong. Everything is wrong. Why is it wrong? And so you just continue to go through this cycle. What's funny is it goes from the cycle right to the end. So, here's the thing with this. Because with this cycle, I don't see it stopping. Because these two right here talk about two different aspects of now and of going forward. Right now, your life is kind of full of riches that you don't even see. When it comes to your love life, citrine especially, that's what's on this card. Citrine is a happiness stone. You have a lot of abundance and a lot of riches when it comes to your love life right now. However, you still get in this cycle. So this card also has the circle on it. And I wanted to hold that up for a reason, because this right here is that become intimidable card. Love, you need to remember who the leader is. You need to remember who the leader is. And I'm not saying, be an asshole about it or whatever, but I know you a little bit and I know you're not going to be the asshole about it, but you need to become this intimidable force that you are. You are the leader and you need to be the leader. And you don't need to feel bad for being the leader or feeling like that's who you are, because that's who you are. You don't need to feel bad about it. And I'm sorry that you've been in a cycle where you feel like you have to take all that blame on yourself. I'm sorry that you've had to do that repeatedly. But I want to hold this one up again. Because right now you have an amazing abundance of riches in your love life. An amazing abundance of riches in your love life. Where you are is where you're supposed to be. The key is to become this woman again. I have a feeling that you've been kind of in the downslide of this cycle, and maybe you've gotten stuck there. You need to come back up on that upswing, and you need to be this woman again. And this is a powerful card. I mean, just looking at it, it's a powerful card. You need to be this woman again. You're going to have to be the one to pull yourself out of the bottom of that cycle and then break the cycle so you're not back down in there. So you're only up here. Cycles are not always bad, but when you get stuck, it's almost like your clock kind of ran out of batteries, and so the minute hand is just down here back and forth. Like, that's what's going on. So you just need to put the batteries back in. And I would get the good batteries this time. I would get the good batteries. Just saying. Get the good batteries. Because you deserve all of the good. And it's literally right there. You deserve it, honey. You already have it. You have it in the palm of your hand. So you need to cut that cycle off. Cut that cycle off. Be this awesome, badass woman. And I'll hold the card up if you want to take a screenshot of it. Any of you that want to take a screenshot of it. Because it's a fantastic, powerful card. It's one of my favorite cards in this deck. And I'll do the same for YouTube there if you guys want to take a screenshot of it. This right here is who you need to be, Miss Christine, okay? And you're welcome so much, honey. Cut that cycle off and don't allow yourself to go down there anymore. So, there you go. As far as getting back to that woman here, some of that is inner work. It's realizing what a fantastic woman you are, love. It is owning that confidence. It's acknowledging and telling yourself on a daily basis that you deserve all of the good things, that you have all of the good things. Manifestation isn't just writing something in a notebook 50 times a day or whatever. Manifestation is speaking it into the universe. By speaking into the universe that you are a powerful, magnificent leader every morning, every evening, etc. By hearing it, the universe hears it, you hear it, and that's what happens. By speaking into the universe that you do deserve these things, you're worthy of all these things, that's what's going to happen. Does that make sense? It's mainly inner work. Because, I mean, of course, there are all kinds of nice, sweet little things you can do. You could do yourself a sweet jar, a self-love jar. I think that would be a wonderful thing for you, is to boost your own self-love. So, and know that I love you. I love you. I'm just saying, I love you. So, I hope that helps. You're welcome. I'm glad that makes sense. All right, Miss Kathy Mazzell. You ready? Nope. You know what? That's the one I wanted to pick up first. I love you too, Miss Christina. Hello in Portugal. Thank you for the gift, love. Too many cards. How are you, Miss Kathy? too many. If it was just 2, I would have done it. But hello to New York City. It's so funny when I said that. I heard the old song from that movie Arthur, like, you know, when you get lost between the moon and New York City. I'm not going to sing it to you, but I almost did. Now you guys are all singing it in your head. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm sorry I don't have music going tonight, but for some reason, no matter what I pick, YouTube flags it every time. So you get to hear the air conditioning and me go like this. I know I haven't seen that movie in forever. It used to be one of my favorite movies back in the 80s. Like we watched it repeatedly. And I don't know why. And Dr. Detroit. I used to love Dr. Detroit too. I watched weird movies. You're welcome for the earworm. All right. Ready, Kathy? You have the crossing, which is initiation. Then you have flow. Then you have blinded to pain. Then you have the only thing. And then you have the wall, which is obstacles. So, right now, you're kind of at a crossroads in your relationship. And it's not all bad. It's literally just a crossroads. Doesn't mean you have to make a decision to stay or go. It's just a crossroads. Your relationship is shifting. And here's the thing, guys. That's what healthy relationships do. They shift. It's how it shifts, and it's how you both shift with it that matters. That's where you are right now. With this crossroads, I had to figure out how I wanted to word this. With this crossroads, everything in you is just going to say, I should just go with the flow. I should just go with the flow. I should just go with the flow. Don't do that. Don't do that. We're always told to go with the flow, and for the most part, that's good advice. But in this case, you're at a crossroads where your relationship is shifting. There's a lot of things that have happened in the past and that are kind of happening around you now that really hurt you with this relationship, and vice versa. There's some things with your spouse that have happened in the past that have hurt them, and you may not even realize all of it. It would be a good thing for you guys to start unpacking some of those things together in a calm way, in a good way. Be careful not to dig too deep too quick. But you're going to have to let go of some of the things that you've been kind of that you've blinded yourself to, and same with your spouse. Because like I said, your marriage is at a time when it's shifting. But even with all of this, even if you guys don't start walking down this path for a year or two, the thing you need to remember, the only thing, is that your spouse is your rock. Your spouse is the person who holds your hand at night. Your spouse is the one who stares at you when you don't realize they're staring at you. Your spouse is the one that brushes your hair away from your ear, back over your ear, your spouse is the only thing. And you are the same to them. Keep that in mind as you guys go through this shift. Your spouse is this beautiful clear quartz generator that helps you shine, and vice versa. The reason that I said your marriage is in a shift right now, it's not a bad shift, it's just a shift. It's kind of an ascendance, just like spirituality is because there's going to be some obstacles that head your way. And the two of you are going to have to remember that you are each other's only thing. So when these obstacles pop up, you have each other and you can bust through the obstacles because two is stronger than one. And I want you to notice too on here, there is not only a dragon, but there is a bow and arrow that's about to shoot that quartz up wherever. There's a lot of powerful imagery right there. This is also the air card. So, just remember that the two of you are each other's only thing. And that will help you get through all of these obstacles. You're welcome, sugar. I'm glad that made sense. I'm glad that made sense. And I'm glad I could help. The goodie bags for New Orleans are still available. They will be available for order until the 10th. After the 10th, you won't be able to order them. So, but yes. All right. Virginia Fisher. So I have Virginia, Miss Minnie. Thank you, Miss Kathy. I love you too. Devin, Catherine Adams, Brienne. I like the way you spell that, Brienne. It's so cute. Danielle, Cheyenne, Shelley, Sarah Blackwell, then Sarah Boggs, then Sammy Peters, then Andrea. Let me refresh. Maybe. I probably just screwed things up by refreshing. All right. So after Andrea, I have Kimber. What? I'm not even doing anything and I got a yawn. Okay. All right. Miss Virginia, ready? Ready? All right. We're going to start with these. Is there an afterlife? Of course, love. It's the in-between. Paintings and everything get shipped out this week, guys. I had to wait till I got everybody's invoices all fixed and until PayPal got over its hissy fit today. Because if any of y'all caught my live earlier, you saw that I was about to choose violence on my laptop in the shop. It was not a good thing. So when I do invoices and stuff, I use, like, PayPal has a shipping feature, so I use that, so then it sends an email, I can track it, etc. I couldn't get anything to work. And if you guys didn't catch the beginning part when we were talking about PayPal's issue today, PayPal just lost a bunch of money. Just was like, oh, you don't need that money. I know you paid this, but you don't need that money. Like, yeah. Technology today has been dumb. Has been dumb. So, yeah. All right. Miss Virginia Fisher, are you ready? You literally start off with choose your intention. You start off with prove your intention. Choose, excuse me. Then you have the eye of the needle, which is intentionality. Then you have healing chaos. Then you have revenge. Then you have initiation. Yes, I'm pretty sure that it had to deal with solar flares and all of that stuff. So, alrighty. So, we ready? There it was. Knew it was coming. Miss Virginia. Girl, both of these right here tell me that you're just fumbling your way through your love life right now. You literally have no idea what you actually want, where you want to go, how you just, I don't know. Part of you needs to heal and part of you needs to be happy. So you can't get there because you keep like butting heads with yourself. Teen's about right, Penny. You keep butting heads with yourself. You have to set your intention with your love life. You have to. Are you wanting to stay where you're at? Are you in a place where you can be a solid partner to somebody? Are you in a place where you need to figure out what the fuck's going on? Are you sure of what you want? Your big dry erase board of your love life and everything that needs to go on it, everything that needs to, that the universe needs to hand you the perfect relationship and say, here you go. This is exactly what you need. It's like a jumble of craziness. It's like a 2-year-old and an 85-year-old both wrote it, and somewhere in the middle is somebody that had a little bit of intention and then dropped it off. It's just like everywhere. So, the very first thing you have to do right now, love-wise, is you need to figure out where your intentions actually lie. You have to figure it out. It's literally the key, because here's the thing. If you don't figure it out, that's what this stuff is right here. This is where you are. This is where it's going right now. If you don't figure out what your intentions are and start acting on those intentions with your love life, you're not going to heal that chaos that's there. You're not going to heal any of the stuff that's there. It's just going to get glossed over and pushed under the rug again. And then it's going to fester to the point that you just want to take revenge. And then you're going to be at a crossroads trying to figure out what you want to do, like, again. So it's almost like love-wise, you're kind of lost right now. This is where it's headed. It's like a cycle. And you're going to be right back into this intention aspect if you don't get a hold of it right now. And this revenge down the road is not going to be a good thing. So, your intention is super important right now. There are two things that have to happen. You have a lot of healing personally that has to be done with your heart, with how you see yourself and how you see relationships, period. You're going to have some really hard talks with yourself about those things too. The other aspect is, what would actually make Virginia happy? What would actually make Virginia ecstatically happy? If you could lay out the perfect person for you to be in a relationship with, Who would it be? It doesn't have to be a specific person. Oh yeah, it'd be so-and-so. No, no, no. Who would it be? Who would this person be as a person? What kind of traits would they have? What kind of person would they be? What kind of character would they have? You've got to start acting with this intentionality instead of letting things just fester like this. Because like I said, it's going to blow up to the point that you're ready for revenge for some reason. And you may not even know why you're ready for revenge. You're just ready to burn it down. So, sweetheart, you've really got to take a step back and look at your heart. Look at where the damage has been done. Look at where you may need to make changes, adjustments, let things go, bring new things in. But you're going to have to make sure you start acting with very pinpointed intentionality. Because I don't like this down here. I don't like this down here. So, I hope that helps, Miss Virginia. I didn't see if you were on YouTube or TikTok, but I hope that helps. It's the other reason why I like reading with multiple decks, because when things like that happen, it was literally the intentionality card from two separate decks right next to each other. Thank you, love. You can't make this shit up. You literally can't make this shit up. All right, Miss Minnie is next. You know what? This is the one I went to reach for, so that's what we're going to do. Well, okay then. You can't make this shit up, y'all. This is a good sized deck. You can't make this shit up. Nope, it was this one. Gotcha. Okay. All right, Miss Minnie, you ready? Like I said, you can't make this shit up. And you can't make up how many times I yawn. I am curious to see when I move if I yawn this much. Because I sit right under the air conditioning here. 2 vents. I'm not going to lie. The air conditioner doesn't work well here. And it hasn't been serviced. I'm pretty sure that it's kind of been making me sick lately. So I'm kind of curious if when I move, if the yawns don't stop. I'm just saying. We'll find out. It'll be an experiment. We'll all do it together. All right, Miss Minnie. Here we go. You also have the intentionality card upside down. Like I said, you can't make this shit up. This thing has come out in multiple readings this evening. Then you have water. Then you have the Herald of Change. You see why these cards are so pretty? They're just so pretty. Then you have Black Flower Fragrance. Then you have Abundance. And I'm going to yawn again. What the fuck? It starts to irritate me. So, Miss Minnie. Whereas I just told Virginia and several other people they had to start acting with a lot of intentions. With all the intention. You are the opposite. When it comes to your love life, you're acting with too much intention, too much pinpoint. Remember how I just said that there's a fine line between being too open and too much intention. I'm hoping Devilment Gum helps stop the yawn shit, because I can't handle it anymore. You're being too solid on setting parameters. Now, I am not saying let all your parameters go. In no way am I saying that. What I'm saying is you've got to go with the flow a little bit. Whatever these parameters are that you've set in place, these intentions you've set in place, they're too strict for the universe. So you've got to go with the flow just a little bit. You've got to let go just a little bit. Because in making that change, and just little by little, okay? And in no way am I saying completely scrap what you want. You just got to loosen the buckles slightly, because the universe can't provide all of these things yet. And going with the flow a little bit and allowing that change to happen within you in here. You're going to find this. This is the black flower fragrance. This is that shadow part of you that's been driving this hardcore bam, 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 bam. This is what I want. I won't take anything less. You're going to find that. I love that YouTube is flashing on and off. Cool. Once you find that black flower fragrance, once you find the reasons why you've been acting with too much pinpointed intentionality with your love life, you're going to see that there's an abundance of love around you. An abundance of people that should be in your life. It's almost like going from super pinpointed about a car that doesn't exist to realizing there's like 6 car models that you like, that you would be perfectly happy with, amazingly happy with even, that fit all your criteria. Maybe they don't have the cool spoiler in the back or the mag wheels, but there's acres and acres of them to choose from. You can have the exact year, make, model, color, seat choice, etc. that you want. So, by stopping being so super pinpointed, you're going to find that there's a plethora of people out there that are absolutely perfect for Minnie. Let go just a little bit, Minnie. Let go just a little bit. So, see you later, Miss Lisa. I hope that helps, Miss Minnie. If you hold on too tight, you pinpoint too much, you will find that you're not getting what you need. All right, Miss Devin. So I have Devin and then Catherine, and those are the last of my 5 card reads. Everybody else on here is a 3 card read, so it will go just a little faster. But if y'all ever watch me read, it's hard for me to go fast. Sometimes I can, but for the most part, that's too many. You asshole. All right. There's nothing wrong with being pinpointed in who you want and what you want. But you can get too pinpointed. Okay, you know what? It keeps wanting to pull 2? Fine. Fine. All right. Miss Devin, you ready? You have freedom right off the bat. Then you have alone in the world upside down. Then you have radical acceptance, which is the beloved card. Then you have heal your heartbeat. And you have ebb and flow. I find it interesting that a lot of these cards have to do with the heart. They literally have heart symbolism on them. So, Miss Devin. Apparently, you are a pretty independent person. I would bet you're probably a little hard-headed, and I would bet from looking at these, you are that person that if somebody says you shouldn't do that, it's the first thing you go to. You have to have your freedom. You have to have your freedom. Now, I'm not saying you have to be single, that you're that person that only needs to be single. That's not it at all. But you have to have freedom. You have to have your space. You have to have your private time. You have to have the ability to be Devin. Because when you have the ability to be you, and you are able to be free and to do the things you need to do, you feel super connected to the world. It's like when you get your alone time, that's when you feel the most connected. Because it's like you can take all of that. That's your recharge. And you see all the synchronicities all everywhere. All in all the things. And you feel super connected. That's why when you're in a relationship where someone is trying to clamp down, like either they want to be around you all the time or they're calling you all the time, checking on you all the time, they're like smothering you. Even if they're not to that level, you take that as you're smothering me. But at the same time, you can't have somebody that has to be like you and have freedom. You need like that happy middle ground. But here's the thing. You're going to have somebody that allows you to have this radical acceptance of who you are and vice versa. They're going to have to give a radical acceptance of themselves and you a chance to grow together. And you're going to have to do the same. And knowing that you need this freedom, and knowing that you need your spot, and knowing that you need your free time, your alone time, your Devin time, you also have to realize that to be in a relationship, you do have to compromise a little bit. You do have to compromise a little bit. And compromising a little bit, it will help to heal all of this aspect of you that pushes people away at that first little tinge that maybe they won't allow you to have your alone time. Because for some reason, when you get any kind of little inkling with somebody that they may not let you have Devin time, that they may not let you do the things you need to do, that they may be smothery, whatever it is, you kind of are like, no, and you cut and run. And I do understand that. By allowing yourself to be in a relationship, it will help to heal your heartbeat. It will help to heal all that damage that's been done before now that causes this to be so extreme. There's going to be an ebb and a flow with all of this. There's going to have to be an ebb and a flow between you getting your freedom and your alone time and you getting this is a relationship and this is what you do in a relationship time. Does that make sense? Spending time with that person. Not just when you want to, but when they want to. So, it's going to be a big give and take, mainly within yourself. Just know that this radical acceptance, once you start practicing it with yourself, not only is the universe going to see that, but you're going to start pulling in other people that are practicing that radical acceptance with their self. Friends and otherwise. Friends and potential lovers. You're going to recognize in them this thing in you that you've already started doing. That's what's going to help heal a bunch of this damage right here. So, you are going to have to let it happen. Let that ebb and flow happen. And I have a feeling that's going to be hard for you. Because you've been like, nope, it's this way. Nope, it's this way. Nope, it's this way. Still keep the nope, it's this way, but maybe not as harsh. Like, well, let's do it this way and see where it goes. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not going to say like again. Like, you do have some damage in there, honey, that still needs to heal up all the way. I think you've done a fantastic job of working on it so far, though. I just want you to know that. You've done a fantastic job of working on it so far. You will find somebody that allows you all the freedom you need. You just have to remember to allow them the freedom they need to. Oh my goodness, yeah. You do butt heads with yourself a lot, don't you? You butt heads with yourself a lot. I'm sorry, love. You got this, though. You will find someone that allows you to have that freedom that you need. So, you're very welcome. That's funny. All right, Miss Catherine Adams. You are my last 5-card read. Yeah, that's one I picked up first. How are you, love? I did not mean to get singy there. Sorry. I was sitting in the shop today after my live, and it's really echoey in there. Thankfully, I was by myself. I even brought my speaker, so I could have turned music on, but I didn't. I sat in there and like just hummed some songs that my grandpa used to sing me when I was little, and it was fantastic. The acoustics in the warehouse area are pretty close to what your shower sounds like, so it was nice. Hanging in there, huh? What is up with this fucking card? That is too many. I don't think so, Tim. So I saw somebody point out, and I don't know why I just saw this. I saw somebody point out in a video this weekend that there are tarot readers, card readers on TikTok that don't allow you to see what they're shuffling. Y'all, if you ever come across somebody like that, do not let them read you. If you can't see them shuffle, if you can't see them pull the cards out, especially if you don't see them shuffle, that means they've loaded the deck. They've loaded the deck to have it pull out exactly what cards they want you to have. Just saying. So, Miss Catherine, You start off with success. Start off with success. Then you have better with time. And then you have in the hand, the universe is your partner. Then you have this card that keeps coming up, which blinded to pain. Y'all watching me shuffle the damn deck. Then you also have embracing. So, right now, love-wise, you have everything you need. And I know you're like, literally don't. But you do. But you do. For some reason, it's like you don't want to accept it for yourself. Like, if you were to look at your best friend in the same situation that you're in right now, you might tell them, well, that's because this and this and this and this. Like, the universe needs you to do these things, not that. You're exactly where you need to be right now for a reason. Love-wise. Love-wise. You've been shifting and changing your idea about your perfect partner, about love, about relationships, about all of that. Hardcore back and forth for a little while now. And your idea of what the perfect relationship is has continually gotten better and better with time. Better and better with time. You already know exactly what it is you want, exactly what you don't want. Like, you already know. So right now, you're kind of right here. In that, what you put out into the universe, as far as your love life goes, is exactly what you're going to get back. So if you put out that you don't want anybody in your life, you're going to be single for a while. If you put out that you have the perfect person is going to find you. Now, this card is actually going to be interpreted just a little differently for you because of where it sits and what's around it. Normally, I would say, okay, this means that you're blinded to red flags or whatever, but that's not the case. If you ask the universe, you tell the universe, I have the perfect person. They're already here. They're already coming in. They're already on their way to me. They're already right beside me. Do you see what I'm saying? The universe is going to take a lot of that pain and that turmoil that you've had in there for so long and kind of blind you to it. So you can actually enjoy being in a relationship. You can enjoy being with someone else. Because a lot of times we let all of that shit from the past bubble up to the point that we can't make a relationship work because we're still dwelling on all the past shit so much. We're stuck there. We don't want to be in the now. So the universe is going to do that for you. The universe is just going to like spackle and glitter that all up so you don't even see it anymore. So you can literally embrace both the new you as far as your love life goes and embrace the person in your life. So I saw that you said there was a lot of shifting going on and so on. Sweetheart, just know that all you have to do is tell the universe that you're ready. all you have to do is acknowledge that you've been exactly where you needed to be. And in being there, you've already got a firm grip on what you want in here. And the universe is going to just literally hand it to you. Yeah. Oh, like you never felt like a relationship is something that you were able to get, or something that you got in this life. I understand that. I do understand that. I do like that you said that's starting to change, though. You're starting to see that you've been where you are in life for a reason. And it's helping you to be here now. So now is the time to tell the universe, this is exactly what I want. That manifestation box I was talking about earlier would be a good thing for you to put together. Oh, I'm sorry, sweetheart. Putting together a manifestation box would be a good thing for you right now. Because, yeah, the universe is ready to hand it all to you, sweetheart. Just letting you know. Just letting you know. And it's going to help get rid of all of this right here. And I think that's something that you've needed for so long. You forgot you needed it. So, does that help, Miss Catherine? So now I have 3 card readings. So I have Brienne, Danielle, Cheyenne. I have you on here twice. Did you know that? I don't know if you're here, but I have you on here twice. Then I have Shelley, Sarah Blackwell, Sarah Boggs, Sammy Peters, Miss Andrea, and Kimber. You and Moon. Okay, gotcha. All right, Miss Brienne, Mom. I like Moon. Gotcha. Make sure that that stays where it fell. Well, y'all just decide who's going first, love. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Miss Brienne, are you here? Woo! I'm just going to do that. Thank you for the gift, love. I appreciate it. Okay. Miss Brienne, you start off with Heal Your Heartbeat. And then you have this card kind of whopper-jawed like this. This is the Fates. So when a card is like this, it tells me it's going like that. So you have the Fates right here. Then you have Embracing. And then you had 2 cards come out on top of each other like this. So you have Alone in the World. And then you have Perchance to Dream. And then my nose itched like crazy. All right. So let's talk about this. Sweet Pea, right now, you have so much healing that has to be done with your heart. I have a feeling that you've done a ton of healing emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually. But you haven't done it in here, where you're still carrying all the hurt and all the pain and all the trauma. It's like you just squeezed it into this little wrinkly ball in the bottom corner of your heart and left it there. This Fate card being like this tells me that the person that's meant to be in your life, the person that is truly the one that's your soulmate in this life is stuck because you still have that little watered up ball in there that you haven't unpacked. I know I said this was the 3-card reading, but apparently you're getting a little longer. You've got to embrace that part of you. You really do. You have to embrace that part of you, that crumpled up little ball, and you have to deal with it, because that's what's keeping it to where, can't flip the card, to where you feel like you're alone. You feel like there's nothing there for you. But you know that's wrong. You know that you deserve this soulmate, this perfect person, and you know that they're out there. So, love, you've got to do this healing. You have to do this healing in your heart. Because if you don't, your soulmate's just going to keep staying at arm's length. And you're going to keep feeling like you're going to be alone forever. Now, when I say healing your heartbeat, it's not just healing that trauma and so on. It's unpacking that piece of paper that's been wound up in there. Opening it up very carefully, reading what's on it, and unpacking all of those things. And either letting them go or dealing with them. Does that make sense? So, you're not meant to be alone, sweetheart, and you know it. You just have a little bit of healing that has to be done on your part first. Okay? All right, Miss Danielle. So this is Miss Danielle Gillingham. So, Miss Danielle, you have luck and right timing. Then, interestingly enough, you have anger and chains. And then you have abundance. So, let's talk about this. Love, right now in your love life, everything has just clicked into place. You are amazingly lucky right now. You're amazingly connected right now. And it's the right time for you to get exactly what you want. Don't let this anger at past relationship, past people, past issues, don't let that stand in the way. Because that's exactly what's starting to happen. As you get all of this, I love that that's Life Church advertising a fake voodoo doctor. I needed that giggle. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's hilarious. Okay. Ms. Danielle. I'm sorry. Y'all can't tell me that wasn't some funny shit right there. You can't make this shit up. All right. Ms. Danielle. Everything is coming up roses love-wise for you right now. This abundance card and this luck and right timing, like if this was a regular reading, I would say go play the fucking lottery, go to the casino, whatever it is you need to do. But this right here is that you are switched on, you are on top of things. The universe is bringing person after person after person. You have the perfect person. Literally, you have everything you want. Just like, but you have some inner anger in there. You have some things that are kind of chaining you down, holding you back. Don't let them do it. Don't let them do it. Because it's going to wreck this abundance if you do. You have to let that anger go. You have to throw those chains out the windows. And don't look back. You literally can have anything you want love-wise right now. Anything. This Juno retrograde is going to be fantastic for you as far as love goes. Okay? It's fantastic for you as far as love goes. Let this stuff go. Enjoy the stuff over here. Okay? So, I hope that helped, Miss Danielle. Don't be angry. Don't drive angry. Who doesn't love Groundhog Day? I'm just saying. Just saying. Just saying. All right. Miss Cheyenne. Who's going first? You or Mom? Oh, throwing Mom under the bus. That's funny. How are you guys? Okay, you've been manifesting some shit. Ready, sweet pea? Oh, I always love seeing you guys in here. And I won't lie, every time I see your picture, Sonia, I don't know what it is. Every time I see your picture, all I see are the trees. Every time. So, just saying. All right. Ready? So, you have abundance. Then you have freedom. And then you have preparations come to fruition. You could really not ask for a better set of cards. You just couldn't. You just couldn't. What this tells me is that you're in a very good place emotionally. You're in a very good place mentally to be an amazing partner to somebody. You're a healthy, whole person. I'm not saying you don't have baggage. Everybody has baggage, but you know what I'm saying. You've been manifesting. You've been putting out into the universe. You've literally been, I have a feeling you've actually been speaking to the universe, maybe laying in bed at night or whatever, speaking to the universe. This is what I want. Why don't I have this yet? I've been a good girl. It's like talking to Santa Claus. I've been a good girl. I'm not on the naughty list. Why do I not have what I asked for? It's almost like you went from telling the universe, like, this is what I'd like to have, to, why the fuck don't I have this? I've been good. The abundance and the freedom card there. The abundance is what tells me you're in a good place right now. The freedom card tells me that you're also in a place where, while you would like to have someone, you would like to have that perfect person, you don't have to have them. You would just like to enjoy things with somebody. You would like to enjoy having, trying to figure out the right way to say it, because it's not the perfect person. You want to enjoy someone in your life who wants to enjoy you, who wants to just enjoy being happy and experiencing things. Someone who's over all the stupid little drama. Someone who's over trying to have all the baggage. Someone who's over jumping into stuff. Like, you just want somebody who is happy to just be. So that's why I said with the freedom card, It's kind of like you could take it or leave it. It does get a little lonely. You do have nights where it's pretty lonely. But at the same time, you don't ever hog the covers. You don't ever use up all the hot water. You see what I'm saying? You're in a good spot. I do love that this last card is preparations come to fruition. Because that right there tells me that all the things you've been putting out into the universe, it's like the universe is pulling all of the strings to pull everything together. So I think that when you and this person meet, you find each other, you start talking about the paths that got you there, you're both going to see where things were removed from your path and things were put in your path to nudge you along to make sure that your paths met. It just took the universe a little longer for the universe to get your perfect person to you. Now, I don't think this is like years and years away. It may be tomorrow, but I would bet it's probably in a month or two. There's still a few things that have to be nudged and shifted slightly so the two of you can meet. But I love this for you, sweetheart. It really tells me that you've done a massive amount of shadow work and inner work and really hardcore looking at everything that you don't want. Looking at everything you don't want. Oh, sweet pea, you absolutely deserve it. Don't ever think you don't deserve it. And yes, the universe is listening. Just sometimes it takes a little bit for our perfect person to get there. Just a little bit. Because like I said, the universe has to pull all of the strings in, has to nudge and move and push along the path. But the universe is absolutely listening all the time. The universe is worse than the NSA, man. It's worse than Google. You know, like when you randomly talk about like cat litter and you don't even have a cat, and then now I'm going to get fucking cat litter ads. Fuck. Yeah. The universe is always listening. The universe is always listening, sweetheart. And this is fantastic right here. Just so you know. It's a fantastic row of cards. I'm a little jealous. I'm a little jealous. So, I hope that helps, Miss Sonia. I hope that helps. Oh, I love you too. I hope they're good tears. They better be good tears. Y'all can't tell me that I made you cry and then not say that they're good tears. Because then I'm going to go to bed tonight like, were those good tears? I love you too, sugar. All right, Miss Cheyenne, you ready? Good. I'm glad. I love that. I think. Maybe. Maybe not. Come here. I do want to point something out here in just a minute, though. Only because this card popped up again. How many of you guys saw The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? Or read the book? And so you know what the answer to the universe is? I'm curious. Ah, 42. I was like, I know some of y'all have seen it. So this card popped up again in your mom's reading and in your reading. This is preparations come to fruition. So this is literally the universe is listening. The universe has been hearing all your stuff and is pulling in the right thing. The number on it's 42. I just thought that was awesome. I'm just saying. I'm just saying what I'm saying. You can't make this shit up. So, you have deep diving into a task. And then you have preparations come to fruition. And then you have this. This is freedom, and it's whopper jawed, and notice that it's going like that. Okay? Don't worry, freak out. So, I don't know what you're diving into as far as love-wise goes. I don't know if this is... So here's the thing. Diving into something as far as love-wise goes could be a few different things. It could be you diving into inner work. It could be you really paying attention to where you're going spiritually. It could be a whole slew of things. It could be you getting a new job. It could be you getting a new hobby. It's just something that you are literally diving into. Full force, head on. In doing that, there are plans that are being put into place around you as far as your own love life goes. You may not realize it, but it's just like I was telling your mom. The universe has to kind of push and pull both of you to get to where you need to be so you can meet. Because if one little thing's off, y'all are going to miss each other. So here's the thing. This card right here, being like this, and knowing that it's going like that, it tells me that you're on a path right now that's fated to happen. There are things that have to happen before you can find your person. There are going to be people that come along in the meantime that are going to make you happy. But you're going to know in your gut that they're not your person. You're actually going to know in your heart that they're not your person. That they're only meant to be there just for a little bit. Enjoy them while they're in your life. Okay? But just know that this is fated to happen right now. And it's going to get worse with the universe pushing and pulling you where it needs you to go love-wise. I think that there are still a couple of things you have to experience before you can fully appreciate the person that the universe is sending your way. And you can't really be too angry at the universe just yet, because you got to go through all the bullshit before you find your person. You got to go through a lot of bullshit before you find your person. I would say that you've almost gone through a lot of the bullshit. You've almost gone through all of it. You just have a tiny bit to go. So just know that right now, everything that's going on is fated to happen love-wise so you can meet your person. So just enjoy the people that come in and out of your life. And when they exit your life, just allow them to graciously move on about their way, knowing it gets you one step closer to your person. Okay? I would say you've still got just a little bit to go before your person comes in. So, does that kind of help a little bit? Hey, love, how are you? I know that's probably not what you wanted to hear, Miss Cheyenne. But you've got plenty of time, sugar. You've got plenty of time. Just enjoy the people that come in and out of your life. So, all right, Miss Shelley Boyer, you ready? Well, don't tell anybody I'm nice. You'll ruin my reputation. I mean, I can't go along telling everybody I'm this big bad witch and then be nice. They gotta think I eat kids and shit. I'm just saying. Hey, love, how are you? Y'all want to hear some bullshit? Would y'all like to hear some bullshit? So, put a sticker on my car. I haven't put any stickers on this car. Come on now. I just need one. It's a really badass, cool holographic sticker. Threw it on the back of my car. It's green. It changes to gold and yellow and red. It's really cool, right? Well, it says protected by witchcraft on the back. About that big. Yes, I'll have them on the side here, not too much longer. So today I'm at the shop. And I always park out front. It's my shop. So I'm carrying stuff in. And I'm talking on the phone to my son. I'm standing by the door. So the door's locked, right? And I step away for a minute. I come back. And there is a county sheriff pulled up behind my car, running my tag. Like literally. I'm watching her do this, look down, type stuff in, look back. Like I know what she's doing. I know what you're doing. I stood there for a minute. I was kind of like, what the fuck? There is a dispensary a couple doors down. But I'm like, what? I'm not parked illegally. I don't know what's going on. So I stood there for a minute. I'm just watching. And she looks up and sees me watching. Quickly closes her the computer. And drives off. And I'm like, what the fuck? I've been parking in that same place every time I'm over there. So I don't know what that was. But this is the first day I've parked over there with that sticker on the back of my car, too. I thought it was funny. Like, I'm sorry I don't have warrants. But here's the thing. The county that my shop's in, they're notoriously crooked at the courthouse. Notoriously crooked. Good times. All right. Ready, Miss Shelley? Now that I'm done with my story. You start off with come to calm. So I lied, and Miss Shelley is actually my very last 5 card. Come to calm. Then you have the divine feminine. You can't really see the card. It's really pretty, but some of these, like, this has actually got a really pretty pattern in it, but you can't, even like looking at it like this, you can't really see it. I wish it was a little prettier with that, because the colors are beautiful. Then you have protection. Then you have envious gluttony. And then you have the watchers, which is transpersonal. I may or may not have been giving her the stank eye, I'm not gonna lie. Because I was kind of like, what are you doing? So, love. You have kind of an interesting situation going on right now. I think that you've lived in a state of turmoil for so long that it's normal. That it's normal. So now, that turmoil is gone. And you don't know how to live without the turmoil. That's where this come to calm card starts off. Because you're here at the beginning of this. I don't think that it's time for you to unpack and let go of things yet. I mean, you can kind of start unpacking, you know what I mean? But it's this huge boulder right now. All you can do is start chipping away at the sides and making the boulder smaller. But you've got to start breathing again. You've got to start relaxing and calming down and allowing your heart to chill and be open. You've also got to get back this divine feminine aspect of yourself, because with all of this turmoil and with all of this other crap that's gone on over here, you've forgotten how powerful that divine feminine is in you. You've also forgotten how protected you are. Those two things are key for you love-wise going forward. I think right now you feel like you're drifting. Right now you feel like you're unprotected. Right now you just feel like you're not who you used to be. None of us are. We're better. So you've got to allow your heart to rest. Realize that you're really, really divinely protected right now, sweet pea. Your protections and the universal protections that are just kind of being blanketed over you is because of all of the turmoil and all of the crap back there. So, you're going to go through a phase of looking at other people's relationships and being jealous of what they have. Even the ones that are terrible relationships. It's like, you know, the relationship is not that great, but on the outside, they pretend everything is just birds and bees and butterflies and unicorns and you know what I'm saying. You're going to catch yourself going, why can't I have that? Why can't I even have that? We kind of all go through that when we're packing, or when we're chipping pieces off of that boulder. It's going to happen. Just know it's going to happen. So when it pops up, you can go, okay, stop. That's not me. Let go. It would be nice to have something like that, but I'm not going to covet that relationship. I'm not going to sit and dwell on how much I want that. This transpersonal card here at the end. As you're looking at these other relationships and going, why can't I have that? Why don't I have that? I would love to have that. Like, really looking at them. This transpersonal card, this watcher's card down here. And looking at all of those, it's going to help you find what would actually make you happy in here. It's not so much exactly what you want and what you don't want and so on. Like, that's going to come. But it's going to give you a very pinpointed view of stuff you had no idea was out there. Does that make sense? Stuff that you had no idea that was out there. I love that you put the activation code in there. So right now, it's time for you to kind of allow this to be calm. Allow this to chill out. Allow this to breathe. And like I said, get back to that powerful divine feminine that's in there. Because you are so divinely protected. And remember that you're protected when you're going through all of this stuff here. Because a lot of times when we go through that jealousy aspect, and everybody goes through it. When we go through that jealousy aspect where we kind of feel like petty Betty and like, oh, my protections aren't in place, I probably better put in place. They are. It's just the universe needs you to see those things. The universe needs you to see those things. So just know it's going to be kind of a fun little roller coaster up and down of getting back to that powerful part of you and being protected, and then also that envious part and paying attention to what you need. It's kind of going to be some interesting up and downs for a little bit for you. But as you're going through all this, you're chipping away at that boulder, and I think you're going to wake up one morning and go, I can breathe. Like that boulder is gone. So, good. I'm really proud of you, love. It sounds like this right here was absolutely your confirmation that you're on the right path. That you're on the right path. I see that. I see that. There's a lot of past damage there. So I'm glad that I could give you the confirmation that you're doing the right thing. That you're on the right path. Well, you should always care. You should always care. I mean, I've been separated, divorced since 2019, and even though I really dislike that person, I still care. I still care. So you should always still care. Does that make sense? Makes sense. So I hope that helps, sugar. Work on you. Get back to this divine feminine. Get back to this place of power that you've been missing for so long. So, all right, Miss Sarah Blackwell, ready? Thought I was going to pull that one, but I'm not. Gotcha. I see what you're saying, love. That is kind of a hard situation to be in. Very complicated. I'm proud of you for working on you. And chipping away at the boulder. Sounds like you're kind of already chipping away at the boulder. All right, Miss Sarah Blackwell. You start off with the gateway. And then you have the lost compass, which is getting back to integrity. And then you have the mini masks, the authentic self. The mini mask, the authentic self. Yeah, the gateways come up a lot too. So, Miss Sarah. These are kind of self-explanatory. It's so funny. I'm like, these are kind of self-explanatory. What's funny is apparently the universe has been trying to tell you this for a while. And it's like you were like, nah. I'm just going to keep doing it this way. Which tells me that you're stubborn as shit. You already know that you've crossed the threshold. You already know. I love that you're over there going, yep. You already know that you've already walked through the gateway. You've already left the bullshit back there, stepped into another dimension. As far as your love life goes, like, I'm never going back to that lower dimension. I am up here now. And what I love is that you're in this phase right here. You're a Sagittarius, very stubborn. You're in this phase right here of working through a lot of love trauma that's there. And I said love trauma for a reason. You're getting back to the integrity of feeling like you can give someone your whole heart. You can give them the love that they deserve and that you deserve, and that you are worthy of getting that stuff in return. That you do deserve all of it. You deserve all of the good. Like, you're getting back to that integrity of being a wholehearted person again. I hope that makes sense when I said it that way. So I don't mean like you don't have a heart or whatever. Sometimes, just in the normal course of love, your heart gets smushed. It's like those smushy things. You know what I mean? Like, you can smush it down, you let it go, and it comes back up. Except it's just continuing to be smushed. And it's not getting the chance to come back up. And so now it's finally doing this and pushing things back up. So you're getting back to that integrity of your heart being full again. In doing that, you're going to find your authentic self. I really feel this on a deep level, Miss Sarah. It's something that I've gone through hardcore over the last few years. And I don't just mean since 2019, like over the last few years, probably since 2014, 2015. Finding your authentic self and finding who you actually are is key to being ready to be in a solid, healthy relationship. Being your authentic self is the key to allowing you to find that authentic person that belongs with you. And that's where you're headed. Is back to the integrity of you knowing that you deserve an amazing relationship and that you know you're in a place where you can be the other side of that amazing relationship. It's a very good place to be, Sweet Pea. It's just kind of some turmoil, some change. But it's a fantastic place to be, sweetheart. And I'm proud of you. And you'll find this authentic self and it'll hit you like a ton of bricks one day and you'll be like, what? When did this happen? I promise. I promise. And when you realize that you've found your authentic self and you are your authentic self, you'll realize that not just anybody is deserving of you. Period. Look, Ma, I drank all of my water. I had to. Sasshole is probably in bed, but yeah. I'm drinking more water. Somebody tell Sass so I get a gold star. I hope that helps, Miss Sarah. I hope that helps. Yay, Raven will tell Sass. I ate dinner and I drank my water like a good girl. Oh, yay, I'm already getting gold stars. Sorry. All right, Miss Sarah Boggs, are you ready? And then I'm going to throw cards everywhere. So I have Sarah Boggs, Sammy Peters, Miss Andrea, and then Kimber. Saggy Sarah is done, and now it's Cappy Sarah's turn. That's funny shit, man. That's funny shit. Well, Cappy Sarah, are you ready? You start off with stranger and curiosity. And then you have the divine feminine. And then you have change. You kind of got your power britches on. You got your power britches on. And not only do you have your power britches on, but you're kind of doing some exploration of yourself and your love life. Like, what if I went out with this person? What if I went out with this person? Like people that before you probably would have never even given a second thought to going out with. They just weren't your type. And now, hey, bee juice. And now, you're kind of like, I'm gonna experiment. I'm gonna do some shit. You literally have your fucking power britches on right now. The universe sees the power britches and it's like, okay, I see your bet and I'm raising you. Like that's what the universe is doing right now. I see your power britches. So let me throw some very cool, very interesting cats at you and see what you make of that. So don't be surprised if the universe randomly throws 2, 3, 4 people at you at the same time that you're like, every single one of these is exactly what I want. How the fuck am I supposed to choose? That's what you get for being a Cappy. You know I had to make a Cappy joke. The universe is literally going to be like, here, you got your power britches on? Here's all of this stuff. Here's all of these people. Have fun. But this change card right here tells me you're probably not going to pick any one of them. You're going to realize how great they all are, how awesome they all are, and then be like, I don't think I want any of you. I don't want any of you. Because this curiosity, let me move the cards over here so you can be pointing at it. This curiosity is going to get the better of you right now. It's going to get the better of you right now. Like this retrograde's really going to be, it's going to hit you kind of hard, in that you could meet the perfect person tomorrow. Every single thing you want checks all the boxes, literally the perfect person. And you would still say no. Because this curiosity is leading you to find something else. There's still something missing in what you think you want. Or maybe it's what you think you don't want. So, just know that with these power britches on, the universe is going to be throwing some interesting things at you. Just saying. They're going to be throwing interesting people at you. So, yeah, choices. So enjoy this. Enjoy the love, power britches. Enjoy all of that divine feminine power. Like literally, enjoy the shit out of it. Maybe share some with Sagittarius Sarah on her journey. Or with anybody else. I'm just saying. With anybody else. There's something you're searching for right now, Sarah. And even though you kind of have this, like I said, you have this perfect idea of what it is, you're going to find it and then go, no, that's not it. So just know that's going to happen. Just know that's going to happen. Okay? It's an interesting situation to be in. Because you need to realize, not you need to realize, there's still something you're missing. There's still something you're missing. You just don't know what it is yet. So, that genie is always going to get the better of you right now. Retrograde is going to be interesting for you. You would absolutely be that person that if you had the perfect partner right now, when this retrograde hit, you'd be like, I don't know about you. Oh, you're welcome, love. And I'm so sorry. 17 years is a long time. 10 years is a long time. 15 years is a long time. 20 years is a long time. It's a long time. It's a long time in your life. So enjoy your power britches. Enjoy your power britches. All right, Sammy Peters. Oh, Sammy. Power britches. Hey, everybody needs power britches, man. I have 2 pairs of power britches. Right now, it's too hot to wear one of them. That's too many. It's too many, man. You know what? I'm leaving it. All right, Sammy, you ready? Ready? Your first time? Ah! Yay, no pressure on me. All right, Sammy. You literally start off with release. Start with release. And then you have Masquerade. And then you have two cards here that came out on top of each other. So you have the Dragon's Horde, which is protecting the future. And under that, you have the Beloved, which is radical acceptance. So Miss Sammy. Love. You have some shit and some stuff that has to be released. And I don't mean let go of, I mean released out into the universe. It's not just like, okay, I'm going to let this go. No. I release this with all of the shit force that it needs to be released with. Like that kind of release. Whatever this masquerade is, this mask that you've been wearing for a while over this shit. And what's funny is it literally feels like clay. You know how when you get clay wet and it just makes this lump of shit? And it's like you try to pick it up and mold it and it's just slime and like you can't do anything with it. That's what you've got to release. That's what's stuck in here. And that's what's holding this mask on. For some reason, you've been holding on to it because you feel like holding on to it is protecting the future. Is protecting you and going forward. But it's not. The mask, you've also felt like, is helping you protect you and going forward. Helping you protect the future, but it's not. That's why this radical acceptance card is under the Dragon's Horde card. Even though you feel like these two things were what was protecting you and going forward. I keep saying and going forward, but you know what I mean. Those both have to be let go of. Like you literally have to open the door, shove the clay out, release it back into the wild to go be dirt somewhere again, to go be clay somewhere else. I mean, like, violently release that shit. Catapult it. And you need to take that masquerade mask off and not just, you know, nicely take it off and sit it over here and put it back on sometimes. You need to shatter that bitch. You need to shatter that bitch. Because both of these things right here are holding you back as far as your love life goes. You're clinging to those two things when what you really need is this radical acceptance of Sammy and who Sammy is. Who Sammy is in here. So, you need to bust the mask with a sledgehammer into little tiny shards that can't be put back together. And you need to violently shove the clay out. We're just going to choose violence. That's what's going on. That's what's going on with your reading, Sammy. We're choosing all the violence. I mean, violently shoving the clay out, getting a sledgehammer to the mask, radical acceptance. Well, congratulations on your surgery. And I can see that, using your weight as a shield of why you don't need to be in a relationship or why nobody would love you or why you don't have to try. I totally understand that. I totally understand that. So, congratulations on your surgery, love. Violently let the shit go. In fact, what I would recommend, because I think this would be satisfying to you as well, literally buy yourself just a cheap ceramic mask to bust. I'm serious. And write, wow, 95, girl. So for those of you guys on TikTok, Sammy, I'm going to brag on you for a minute, Sammy. Sammy said she had weight loss surgery in January and she's down 95 pounds. Sammy, that's fucking fantastic, honey. Congratulations. Seriously, I know how hard that is. Congratulations. I'm super fucking proud of you. So, everybody over here is saying congratulations, Sammy. So, buy you just a cheap ceramic mask and write down the things that you've been hiding behind and then bust that bitch. Okay? Bust that bitch. Everybody over here is congratulations, congratulations. All the things, Sammy. Congratulations, honey. Like, we're all super proud of you, just so you know. Yes, you should. You should. Guys, everything you do is symbolic. Everything you do is symbolic. Sammy said thanks, everyone. Everything you do is symbolic. You can tell someone, take off the mask and shatter it. And you can do that in your mind. You can do that, you know, physically do it. Physically do it. Physically do it. Go buy a lump of clay, get it all wet and slimy and nasty, and then literally go somewhere and throw it in the lake. Go somewhere and you know what, you see what I'm saying? Physically do the thing, because the act of doing it makes it real. By writing all those things you've been hiding behind on that mask and then shattering it, it's going to let those things go so much easier. So when they start to pop up again, you can go, no, 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 I shattered your ass. No, you're not coming back in. You see what I'm saying? So, congratulations, Miss Sammy. I hope this helped, honey. I hope this helped. And I hope that was a good first Bodhi reading for you. Miss Andrea. I have Andrea and then Kimber. And then I'm going to go take a shower and go to bed. Since apparently I have a live tomorrow morning too. All the things, because I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. Oh yeah, I do, because y'all aren't going to see me this weekend. That's what I was thinking. And on Thursday, just so you guys know, it's just Reiki. I will not be doing any readings on Thursday. So, just so y'all know. I love you, Miss Sammy. Congratulations, sweetheart. And in case I didn't tell you yet, I'm very proud of you. Just wanted to make sure you didn't forget. So. All right, Miss Andrea. Okay. So you have, it is in the hand. The universe is your partner. Then you have Whale Song, which is resonating. And notice that it's whopper jawed. It kind of flung out across the thing here. And then you have Enlightenment. So I know earlier you said that you'd been single for a very long time. In being single for a very long time, I love whales too. And this is a cool card. Like, it's really a cool card. It's kind of hard to see the whales in there, or the whale in there, but it's really, and it's all my favorite colors too. I'm not gonna lie. All my favorite colors. So, in being single for a long time, you've hit this point of enlightenment as far as love goes. I have a feeling that you kind of just thought it was just giving up, but it's not. You've reached this point of enlightenment. We get so conditioned that we have to have a relationship, that we have to have someone in our life. And unfortunately, especially as a woman, that's pushed on us. Doesn't matter if we're straight or gay. It's pushed on us that we have to have someone in our life. So, wow, I came into my own life. I'm good. Y'all didn't know that, did you? I'm so good. I can be in two places at once. Read up. No, I think they got muted. So their comments are gone. Oh, damn it. I didn't even get to read my own comments. I'm good. So what's even funnier is that there have been a few of these imposter me's on Instagram that have friended me or requested to friend me on Instagram and then sent me, Grand Rising, love, this is the Blue Bodhi. I'm like, are you really? Are you really? And then I literally, I fuck with them, man. It's so funny. I'm like, are you the actual Blue Bodie? The one from TikTok? And they're like, Grand Rising Beloved, I am. I'm like, you dumb shit. I never say that fucking crap. How much for a reading? It's fun. All right. It's fun. Okay. Sorry. Focus. So, we hit a point where we feel like we have to have someone. And so it's like we keep getting in these shit relationships because we feel like we have to have someone. And then finally we get to the point where we get so disillusioned with the shit relationships that we're just like, you know what? I'm gonna be fucking single for a while. I'm gonna be fucking single for a while. Fuck this, fuck that, fuck you, fuck all of that. I'm done. And we're single for a while. And the longer we're single, the happier we are when we're single. The longer we're single, the more we realize it's like finally realizing that you're an adult and you can eat ice cream for breakfast. You're like, I always take myself to the right place for dinner. Okay, not always. Sometimes I fuck up. But I pretty much always take myself to the right place for dinner. I always pick the right movie. Things like that. You start to realize, like, in being single and in not being stressed about that stuff, it's real freedom. And not being stressed about that stuff, you also start to see the bigger picture of things, and that you can focus on your career, your financial stability, your family, your friends, your hobbies, literally yourself. You can focus on the person that should matter the most to you, which is you. That's where you hit that enlightenment. Andrew, you've hit that enlightenment. You've also hit an interesting point where you know, hey, how are you, love? You've hit this interesting point where you know that you don't need anybody else. You don't need anybody else. You don't even know if you want anybody else. What I want to say here, I'm trying to figure out the right words. You're amazing just as you are. Everything around you is perfect, just as it is. And if you decide that you want someone in your life, all you have to do is tell the universe. Now remember to put very clear parameters on that. If you decide that's what you want, all you gotta do is tell the universe. I understand that too. I think that you've hit that enlightenment, and now you're ready to share that enlightenment with somebody else. So, Sweet Pea, literally all you have to do is tell the universe what you want. Be very specific, but all you have to do is tell the universe what you want. So, does that help? I'm just saying. Maybe I need to send you my little stone I've been playing with, because I've dropped it 3 times since I've been doing your reading. So, does that help, Miss Andrea? All you have to do is tell the universe what you want. This card right here is a card of manifestation. The card of manifestation. So, all right, Miss Kimber, you're so welcome, sweetheart. Miss Kimber. Kimber is my last one for the evening. And then I know that most of my Wranglers are going to be happy and ready to go to bed too. Y'all are so sweet for hanging in so long. I am doing good. How are you? I should have made a joke about you guys blocking me from my own live. I just realized I totally missed that opportunity. I feel like I let myself and the Blue Bodie 80 down. I can't help making the joke about. Are you loving Dr. Sleep? I told you. I told you. All right. Oh, thank you guys. Y'all are so sweet. I love all of you, so thank you. All right, Miss Kimber, you ready? So you start off with Solitude, and I love this card. I think it's just the coolest card. You start off with Solitude, and then you have the Vanishing Mirror, which is losing the ego. Then you have Embracing. So for you, yours is a little different than Andrea's in that you're kind of at the point where you need to force yourself to have this alone time. Because in having that solitude, especially when it comes to our love life, it helps us to let go of what our ego has built that our love life should be and shouldn't be. And it helps us to let go of that, to sweep it away. It also helps us to embrace where we actually should be with our love life, with our self-love, with all of the things that go in here. And what's funny is whenever I said solitude, I have a feeling that you immediately felt the good and the bad of that. You immediately felt the good with, man, I do need some time to myself. Like, I'm tired of all this shit. But you also immediately felt the bad in that I don't really want to be alone. You don't really have to be completely alone to have solitude, to have your inner fortress, to have your alone time, to have your freedom. But you do have to have some solitude to start letting go of all of these preconceived notions that the ego pulls up on our relationships. And what's funny is sometimes this is literally, it's stuff we watched in movies as a kid. It's how we saw our grandparents interact, our parents interact, other people around us, whatever. We formulate these ideas of relationships, of our perfect relationship. And then we try to cling to that for so long that we wreck other relationships along the way because we want this. We want this movie relationship. When in reality, you had that all along, but it wasn't to the exact specifications. Maybe it was a redhead instead of a brunette. It was New York instead of LA. Psst. You see what I'm saying? So you've got to go through the solitude to let go of the things that your ego has put into place as far as what you feel the perfect relationship for you should be. And what I want you to notice too, I want you to notice the colors. See, the solitude is fire. Even though it's just moonlight, it's like fiery, right? But that literally looks like solitude. And then you have this vanishing mirror right here, which is blue and gold. That's calmness and trust and the divine. And then I want you to notice that the colors of this one almost mirror the colors of that one perfectly. This one's a little more orange, where this one's a little more yellow. It's like this middle part here, there's still something there that's out of the norm. And the more solitude you have, the more you let go of those things in here, the more you embrace that unknown and not putting such a straight lined box around your heart and what you want. You're going to find that there's a world of people out there that are perfect for Kimber. And that just because one hurts you, or just because one decides that they want to walk away, is no skin off your nose. You're fixing to walk through this solitude over the next couple of months and come out an amazingly strong person on the other side. With some power pants on. Some crazy, amazing power pants. Power pants are going to be a thing now. I'm just letting y'all know. So, Miss Kimber, I don't know if you've just been missing the power pants, or maybe you only have one leg on, but you're fixing to go through some solitude and embrace some changes within you, within your heart, and come out the other side wearing the power pants. So, I hope that helped. Thank you guys. Y'all are so sweet. Power pants. I'm telling you, everybody needs a good pair of power pants. Just saying. Take my money. I mean, you guys can technically make your own power pants. Just saying. You can ward the inside of your pants. I'm just saying. Just saying what I'm saying. So, with that, looks like Kelso is tapping. So that means I should probably tap and take my happy ass to bed. So, you love the pigeon behind me? Thank you, love. Power pants. Oh my God, that's funny. Ugh. I need to fit back into my power pants. Y'all are so funny. Y'all are so funny. All right, guys. I'm going to go to bed. You're so welcome, Kimber. I'm so glad. And thank you for telling me tears of joy. From now on, like I said, you guys have to tell me that they're good tears, okay? So, let me close YouTube out. Kimber, Sarah's, all of y'all have a great evening. Thank you guys for watching over there.